Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Farewell 2020. I am Margaret Brown, CEO and founder of SocializeLA.com, and I am excited to be here with you for the last live of 2020 from me, anyway. I am so grateful for this year and everything that I've been taught, willing and unwilling, and surprised, and all of that fun stuff. I know that it's been a really terrible year in that it's just been so wildly weird and hard and all of those things. And so, what I'm going to share, I don't want to take away from that. I know there's been a lot of loss in life, loss in loved ones, loss in business, loss in jobs. So I definitely am super sensitive about that, and it's my goal to help build up what's been lost. And so, if you know me, if you've hung out with me for any amount of time, you always know that I'm going to lean on the side of hope. I'm going to lean on the side of optimism. I'm going to lean on the side of the future and setting ourselves up for future successes. And so today I wanted to talk about something that you might have seen all over the internet constantly around this time of year, but it's the word of the year. And the word of the year is such a great concept. And to be honest with you, I didn't find the history of where this all started, but I have been part of the process for several years now. And it's always my goal to share with you and be transparent, especially when it comes to things where I feel like, they become a stumbling block for some. And so the word of the year has always been something that is, you pick your word of the year and sometimes you write it down in your notebook. It's the first page of a journal for the next year or your planner. And it's a big to do. And so some people get nervous. Well, what if I pick the wrong word? What if it's the wrong word for that year? My word of the year for 2020 was focus. Now, I am a person who does tend to get distracted by shiny objects. And so it's important that I stay focused. And as a business owner, there's always something for me to do. I can never, my mind, if it needed to, it could just keep going all night long, laying down ideas. I want to act on them, so on and so forth. And I'm sure many of you are the same way. So 2020 was my year that I wanted to focus. And thank goodness I did. I'm not going to get into my 2020, but focus was a huge part of my strategy for getting through this past year in business and in life. So I'll share with you what my word of the year is for this year, but it is something that I think about probably starting at the beginning of November. I start thinking about my word of the year, and I want us to really understand that a word of the year, whatever you've heard about them, learned about them, throw it out the window. With everything in life, I say you need to make everything your own. So your word of the year may be your word of the month, or you might say, I might change this a month into it or a quarter into it. There are no rules. But what I will say about having a word of the year is just something that will kind of gather around you as the year progresses and as life happens, as business happens. And you have this random word that you can lean on. And you're not just choosing a random awesome word, but something that you know is resonating with even whatever you're going through in your life or in your career at this moment in time. So my word of this coming year is relentless. And this actually came out of a conversation with one of my colleagues who I do money and marketing with, Michelle Skina. She's the founder of TMS2 out of Philadelphia and one of my most trusted colleagues and friends. And I said, that's my word, Michelle, relentless. And if you know anything about Michelle and I, relentless is an interesting word because both of us are extremely methodical and polite. And so when I shared my word with someone, they said, "Wow, that sounds vicious." And I said, "Well, this is how I see relentless. In 2021, I am committing to being relentlessly patient, relentlessly loving, relentlessly focused, and relentlessly committed to my goals. As a business owner, as a wife, as an older sister, as a leader in ministry, as a daughter, as a granddaughter, I have a lot of responsibility that I take very seriously. And so I'm committed to being 100 in all of those areas by the grace of God, of course, but I will relentlessly do those things. And so I am really excited for my word of the year. And as you can see, I've kind of made my one word of the year spawn out to several words of the year. So I made my own word formula, and I invite you to do the same thing. And another commentary that I was reading was that more women tend to choose a word of the year over men choosing their word of the year. And I thought, well, sorry, my computer is about to die. But I also wanted to extend that invitation, not that I need to invite you to do this, gentlemen, but gentlemen, choose your word of the year. And as a matter of fact, I will be guiding my husband in this, and he doesn't know it, that we will be doing this tomorrow morning. So your word of the year, again, it is what you want it to be. Where you are now might change in 6 months. Who cares? But it's something that you can, it's like a guiding light. And so in some years past, I've been more serious than others. I've gone on Etsy and had them make me a tiny little cuff with my word on it. And I think I'm going to do that again this year. I'm doing everything I can to support small business, and Etsy is a really great place to meet small businesses and do that. So I will definitely be doing that. But there have been times too where I've had a word of the year. Mind you, I've probably been doing this for 8 years. And if you asked me in June what my word of the year was, I would say, let me go check my journal, because I have no idea. I wasn't actively engaging in my word of the year. That has changed. I have since decided that I would find books on the topic. I have not found any books on being relentless. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Jen Sincero, I know she's very relentless, and I do own all of her books. I just purchased her last one on Audible, so I'll be reading that or listening to that. And but last year I read Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt. Amazing. I've read it now. I'm on my 3rd time reading it. It is a powerful lesson in focusing and doing the things that you should be doing rather than the things that you shouldn't. So anyway, creating that word of the year is personal. You don't have to share it. I am sharing it across all of my social media platforms and my companies. So I know I tend to put myself out there a little bit more. And that's okay. That's my journey. That's where I'm at in my life. And I am glad to be able to share this with you. I'm glad to be able to be transparent and let you know, some years I don't even remember what my word of the year is. But now I take it a little more seriously, but less serious, if that makes any sense. Because there's going to be a time this year where I'm going to be relentlessly lazy and give myself all of the freedom to do absolutely nothing on several occasions. So I am not talking about like robotic discipline or anything. And if you know me, I am all about work must meet play. Work must meet fun. And so I love to work. I'm very serious about work. I take my work very seriously, But at the same time, I definitely relentlessly make a lot of time for fun and enjoyment. So I don't want to go long for the sake of going long. I do hope that this video finds you well or getting well. Again, I know this has been such a rough year for all of us, and I don't take that lightly. But if you are in business, if you are, in my circle, or we're connected in some way, I do hope that anything that I can share can help bring some strength, some guidance, and into your career, into your business, into your life. And I thank you for letting me come along this journey. And I want to thank my team for being amazing this year. And we have some really phenomenal opportunities ahead in 2021. And I'm very excited about that. And of course, I thank my clients and our members of their Focus Your Influence community for trusting us and letting us guide you in your marketing and business development efforts. So thank you. And again, my name is Margaret Brown, CEO and founder of SocializeLA.com. And 2020, thank you for all you've taught us, and we are ready to move on. Bye.